First here at 4 o'clock, 2 jurors were allowed to leave the David Ware murder case today after saying they could no longer be fair or impartial. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Shannon Brousseau.
I'm Brian Dorman. After lengthy discussions with the judge, they were excused, and the 2 alternates were put into their place for this final phase of the trial, which is to choose a punishment for Ware's murder conviction. News on 6's Reagan Ledbetter has been listening to closing arguments, joins us now with the very latest. Reagan.
Shannon and Brian, prosecutors are giving their final closing argument right now. Prosecutors started their closing arguments by apologizing to the jury for all of the graphic videos they've had to watch and the things they've had to hear. They also acknowledged it's a lot to be put through. But they also asked the jury to sentence David Ware to death. Now, prosecutors argued Ware didn't just shoot the officers. He shot them both in the head. They say Ware ran away to his getaway driver and left the officers to die. Now, in order for the jury to consider death, prosecutors have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt there are aggravating circumstances like the fact Sergeant Johnson suffered before he died and that Ware killed because he didn't want to go to jail because he knew he'd been caught with drugs and a gun. Now, Ware's attorney Kevin Adams again argued Ware shot the officers because he was in fear for his life and he believes the officers violated Ware's rights. He said both he and Ware have faced a lot of hate over this case, but he said he is proud to stand by Ware. He argued Ware suffered abuse growing up, which made it hard for him to feel emotion. Adams also told the jury, this is not about revenge, and you can hate Ware's actions, but not hate him. Now, once the prosecutor wraps up, the jury will begin its deliberation on sentencing David Ware to life in prison with the possibility of parole, life without parole, or death. Brian?
And Reagan, what is the plan for tonight? Will jurors be dismissed, or will they have to stay until they reach a decision?
From what I've been told, just like the guilt or innocence part of this trial, the jury, once they start deliberating tonight, they'll stay here as long as they have to until they reach their decision, so they won't be released to go home. Brian?
Reagan Ledbetter, live for us at the Tulsa County Courthouse this afternoon. Reagan, we thank you very much for that update.